I'm just gonna go ahead and start recording it. So we're gonna, try to put everyone in the best position to win. That being said, the account is on sale right now. It is 15% off, so it's 650 normally. Right now it's 540, so it's 110 bucks off. And it's gonna end tonight at midnight. So, if you want to get in on the Master Trader account, if you want us to manage the challenge for you, then sign up. Sign up now. You can sign up in the Telegram. You could also just go to the website. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick to show these guys where they can go. But a bunch of people, already signed up. People, if you did sign up, if you have questions, all you need to do is really go to the website, and you can hit this live chat in the bottom right corner right here, and you can go ahead. You can start chatting with our agent that's on the it's on the site. Providing support. And then in order to get started, all you have to do is you got to log in, go to your client portal. You see there's two options here: Master Trader account, FXC Challenge account. Here's a little bit about both of them. What's at stake, and then you can come into the actual account. There's a little bit more, little FAQ action as to like what goes on. And then if you look, the 100K one currently on sale for 540. As you can see, the 50K one's 500. So this is the most value, the best value for your deal. It's one account per person. It used to be one account per household, but we cleared that up. It's actually now one account per person, and it's going to start March 1st. So make sure you take advantage of that deal. It's going to be done by the end of tonight. And again, if you want to get it, just go through the website, through our Telegram, or anything like that. So let's pretty much get into the I'm going to pass it over to you. You could get into some analyses.
Hell yeah, guys. We're going to kick off the Sunday Market Blitz.
The Sunday Market Blitz.
So, we always recommend, I know a lot of you guys do your analysis before this. So that's, let me just share. Give me, so yeah, definitely do your analysis before this. And then when you come to the session, you can kind of compare our analysis and see if it lines up, or, not even in the session when we post it on TradingView, just kind of see if things line up and use it as kind of like a learning tool. But other than that, guys, let's jump into this week and see what kind of opportunities we got. Yeah, I still can't share.
Yeah, why don't you just go ahead? So for everyone that's new, we post all of our analysis inside of the Discord chat and the Telegram. So for the week, yeah, as you see right here, we're posting all the higher time frame analysis. So you can use this analysis for pretty much the whole week. We're just kind of giving you the overall direction as to where we're predicting these pairs to go.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, this is actually free, guys. So all of you in Discord have access to this. Just click it, and it's also in Telegram. I don't think you can see Telegram right here. Can you?
No.
I'd have to share specifically. But guys, it's the same thing. Just post it in there. And if you click one of these, it'll bring up the analysis itself. And then this is valid all week long. So all you have to do is click this play button and see how it develops. See, market open, huge gap, shot up, and this will continue to play out. So this is valid all week. Okay. So yeah, you can come back to this anytime and check it out. Need to delete that real quick. All right, cool. So we're going to start this off with DXY, how we normally do. And what I'm going to do here pretty much with every pair is start on the daily, identify the trend, and then give you guys break down these two trade scenarios here on the 4 hour. Okay, so again, this is all for this week and will be valid again until next Sunday when we reanalyze. Okay, so here we are on the daily time frame. We can clearly see that this is bearish, right? We're getting lower lows, lower highs, very steep trend. Clearly the dollar is bearish. We're also moving through levels of support, then testing as a resistance, okay? Definite downtrend, right? The most recent zone that we broke was this monthly, shot down, found some support around 90 flat, came back up, and now we're testing this monthly again. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour. We know that we're bearish, so let's see what we can find on the 4 hour, okay? Here's that retest of the monthly, okay? Swift rejection, right back through the MAs. Then we started moving lower, right? We got a transition here. We broke back below 90.8. And now we're looking bearish on the 4 hour again, right? So we were bullish here. Then this huge bearish leg stepped in. That's our transition. Now we're bearish on the 4 hour, right? So from here, we're looking to continue with this trend. So we're looking to short, or we're looking for the dollar to drop, okay? So currently we're rejecting off fib level, which also is confirming structure, right where the 200 EMA is. And then this is a confluence area as well, because again, resistance right at 90.8. Okay, so Let me just move this over. Actually, it's a little crowded. So you can see it, 90.8. Same with this one. Okay. So essentially, we're looking for some bearish setups right now. I would honestly be monitoring this on the 1 hour if I were to trade something like this, but this is an index. So we'll just drop to the 1 hour for sake of analysis. Okay. If we did see some, bearish setups here, bearish engulfing, evening star, wicks, rejection, anything like that, that would be reason enough to enter if this was a pair, right? So in this instance, since we're using DXY as an indicator, we're just going to strengthen our bias on the dollar, right? On a bearish dollar. So then we could take that information over to other pairs and apply it, knowing the dollar is bearish, right? And that we're pushing lower into a new move. Okay, so right now that's what we're looking at. As long as we remain generally below 90.525, we're looking short. But if it does start to break higher, this trade will become invalid then, and then we'll look for a potential transition at this level, at that 90.8 handle. Because again, if we get higher lows above this, then we're back to a bullish trend on the 4 hour. Okay, so look for that. But for now, definitely showing signs of more bearishness. So we'll see. Let's go back to the 4 hour for a second. Okay. So again, as long as we're below 90.8, we're expecting bearish movement. And until we see that transition or higher low, then we'll change our bias. Okay. So with that in mind, let's move on to the first pair, AU. We know the dollar's bearish, so generally the AU will be bullish here. So let's go to the daily first, see what's going on. Overall, the trend is very bullish, right? Has been for a while. Major transition, weekly transition happened here, right at this monthly zone at 0.7 flat. Okay, pushed higher, came back, gave us a double top, confirmed a higher low, then pushed higher. Very strong bullish trend here, which also broke a key monthly zone right at 76 flat, and then gave us our first higher low, then began to rally from there. Okay, so we are very much bullish on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour and see what's going on. Okay, nice movement here. Here was that trend, that bullish trend that finally broke, right? We had some consolidation, little descending triangle pattern, broke lower, gave us that higher low, right on that higher time frame, that daily, which is right at our weekly, which was good. Nice confluence area. It moved through the MAs, some entries in here. Okay, but whoops, what just happened? Let me move that back. Okay, so there were some entries in here, but essentially, it pushed higher. If you did enter there, you would have been some good profit. Pushed higher into resistance at 0.775. But it is a bit overextended, right? Here's the low of the fib. Here's the high. We're measuring this bullish leg. It hasn't formed structure yet. So 38.2 is the level we want to see structure formed, right? That's the minimum fib level. So 38.2 and above, that's where we're confirming structure, right? Price action has to pull back to that, print a lower high, higher low, whichever direction you're measuring. And that's how we confirm it, right? That would be structure. So ideally, we do want to see this pull back, hit the 38.2, hit this confluence area with the support, give us that higher low, cross the MAs, bullish setups, etc., that we could then enter on and then target, negative fib levels, prior highs, and so on. Okay, so now this is a little tricky because this is the ideal setup, right? This is the highest probable trade. For this to pull back, give us a higher low, you'd have a relatively tight stop. Let me show you. Relatively tight stop. Okay, right here. Really good risk reward. Well over 2 to 1. So good trade here. 100 pip target. Under 50 pip stop loss. So very good trade there. Okay, but again, this is the ideal setup. So it honestly could do this too. It could pull back, just play within this little like ascending. It honestly looks like a flag, but it's facing the wrong way, which kind of suggests weakness to me. But it's not fully formed, so we won't know until we start getting breaks. But yeah, so this could pull back down to here and then skyrocket higher. But rule of thumb, guys, just if you know patterns at all, this looks like a flag that's gone very wrong, right? It's tilting up and not down. So this shows it's an invalid flag pattern. Could signal a reversal, potentially just a weakening of a trend here, but we'll see. It's at key resistance, so it's kind of tricky area. Ideally, I would like to see it break above this flag. So like if it does break above, I'm not going to consider it a flag. I'm not going to enter on the break, right? But if it pulls back, this would be nice for a higher low. Then you could just play structure. But if it does, like say it's pushing higher now. So if we were to take a long on this and it does surge now, wait for a high to be established, then catch the pullback. And then we just want a higher low above 0.775. Okay, so that would then be a pretty good trade. Good risk reward there. Definitely conservative because we're waiting for this break and then confirmed higher low. So it's going to confirm the break above this level. Okay, so we can play out either way here, but this is definitely the better setup if it pulls back. Okay, so just be aware of that. And for us to be bearish on this, I really need to see a lower high below 0.768. Okay, pretty simple. Just a transition of that level back below. Yes, 0.768. Look for that lower high and then target lower down towards the weekly. All right, but yeah, definitely favoring a bullish outlook on AU this week. So we'll see. So let's go back. Let me go back to DXY real quick. I want to see something.
The Bulls and the Bears.
So yeah, I mean, this could actually just break through this level because if DXY doesn't really pull back, or if this consolidates, so what we need to see basically is less US dollar movement right now. If it starts to consolidate or pulls back a little bit to this MA, then we may actually get this pullback on AU. Depending on how big of a reaction we get from AU. Again, it's not 100% correlation. Just because DXY starts moving doesn't mean AU is. I'm just kind of painting hypotheticals here for you guys. So like if we did see some consolidation and we stepped into the the Sydney session, we could see this maybe move a little bit, get closer to this potential entry. But for now it's kind of risky. We got to see something. It's got to show us some movement. All right, so that's AU. Let's jump over to AJ. This one's looking pretty good too. Very clear flag pattern. We'll get to that in a second. Daily time frame. This was a phenomenal trade. We're actually in a trade in the community. It was given out. Great trade on AJ. But anyway, overall, very bullish on AJ, right? Lines up with AU pretty well. We had a major transition here at the monthly and then a very steady bullish trend, right? Very, very similar, just like we covered. Okay, so we have that trend in mind, very bullish. Let's go right to the 4-hour now. Take a look at these setups, okay? Let's see right here. All right, so we had a bit of consolidation. We thought we did have a 4-hour transition here, right? Clearly broke support, tested as resistance, lower high, but then it consolidated. So clearly the bearish transition here, the bearish transition did not have weight to it, right? It didn't have conviction. It didn't break this trend, caught price action at the 200 EMA and trend line, and then shot higher. Okay, so we thought for a second it might have went bearish, but it didn't. This consolidation just it just needed a moment, right, before rallying. So finally the break took place here. We got a little higher low, break of 82.5. Okay, pushed higher. Then we have a really nice flag pattern. So we actually do have a trade long on this right now. This was a really good entry, classic flag pattern, and it's still valid, right? So this is still holding, okay? But if you guys aren't in this and you're looking for those setups from where price action is now, we can't really take a trade. This actually needs to be extended. There we go. So now we really need to see a pullback. We need to see structure now to get in conservatively, because again, this is already an executed trade. So now, we can't really do much. It's pushing higher. We have to wait for a pullback, wait for a higher low, preferably at structure. So the biggest confluence level for price action right now would be about here, right? This was the break and retest of the pattern, acting as support. The MAs are right there as well, trend line, and then also 61.8 fib level. So a lot of confluence here. This would be the best spot to catch a long entry, somewhere right in here. If this does pull back, just like that, and then boom, we'd be targeting negative fib levels, prior highs, and so on. But very, very steady bullish trend on AJ right now. Okay, so I did draw 2 extra lines here. There is a gray line here because in terms of higher time frame trend, this is still bullish as long as it remains above 80.25 on the daily. Right now, you could get a break of this, then the 4-hour trend is changed. But guys, as long as price action is really above 80.25 on the daily, it's bullish. We're very, very bullish on AJ right now. So a lot has to happen for us to change our bias. Look for us to start looking for short opportunities. We really need to break 80.25, see some lower highs below, and then even then we're still in that range, right? So it could continue to range after that. But yeah, for us to change our bias on AJ, we need to see a lot. Okay, so for now, good opportunity. We'll see what happens on AJ. But yeah, this thing's been moving. Good volume, nice little rally. Love seeing these flag patterns. It's just so textbook.
Muted.
All right, so let's move on to, what did you say?
So things moving like crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, just to give you guys perspective here, I mean, for those of you that don't trade JPY pairs, they move a lot. There's always a ton of volume. So just from like, if you caught, let's just say this here, if you caught this Morningstar, anticipated break of the pattern, you'd be like already up 70 some odd pips. And this isn't even really that large of a move, you know, considering, you know, how AJ usually moves. I mean, like break and retest here, and then it shot up 160 pips. Just all JPY pairs have a lot of volume. So a lot of pips there, a lot of movement. And, you know, I'm expecting this to keep flying. So we'll see. Let's check UJ. Daily time frame. Overall trend, what is it? Very bearish. Has been for a while. Oh, shit. It happened again. Hold on. It's because I don't have a mouse. I don't have a mouse.
Whole lot of pips.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy struggles to use a Mac.
Oh, guys, I'm not a Mac guy. I'm a PC guy. Angelo forced me into this Mac shit.
That's because the Mac life is the best life.
It really is. It's so good for analysis. I'll give him that. It's really good. But sometimes that 3-finger zoom shit, it bugs out my screen sometimes. I need a mouse. All right, we're back.
3-finger zoom shit? What the fuck is that?
Like, exactly. Use 3 fingers and it zooms in on the screen like times 100%. And then I'm literally like counting pips on a candle. It's so weird. You saw it, right?
I don't got that feature. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't got it's that new MacBook, guys. You know?
I got them, you know, jazz hands. We're chilling.
Yeah. Maybe my hands are just sweaty or something. I don't know. We got technical life problems.
Taj Frazier knows. Come on.
Yeah.
We don't play games.
All right, guys. So I'll start using this tool down here, the plus minus, just to be safe.
What is this? UJ?
Yeah, UJ. So very much bearish in the daily. We did get a transition here, though, at 104.5. So we actually are bullish now. At least it's looking that way. As long as we're back above 104.5, we're getting higher lows. You know, it's looking long. It's looking bullish. So let's go to the 4-hour, understand the potential setups we have, and then make a get some decent trade ideas here. Okay, so very bullish. You can see.
One, bro.
What's that?
Got to put my glasses on for this one. God damn. What is the 4-hour?
This is the 4-hour, yeah.
Yeah, this
so we're bullish now. We had a 4-hour transition here, daily transition here, 104.5, right? We had this little descending triangle pattern. Price got squeezed and then rocketed. Oh my Lord, this thing took off. Look at that. 200 pip rally. Very nice. We established a new high right around 105.7. Pulled back to form structure at 61.8. Look at that. It wicked it. Literally wicked it.
The puke and rally pattern.
That's the puke and rally. This is how millions of dollars are made right here, guys.
That's what it is.
Right. So 61.8 was hit, you know, in conjunction with 104.5, which we know is a key level. 200 EMA is riding just below the structure. So it's looking good. We did get an MA cross. Honestly, this is like right in the area for a long opportunity, guys. Like there's opportunity. These are entries right in here. These are all entries in here. And then we're actually getting one now. Little Morningstar. If this closes with a little wick, I would take this entry. So we have 30 minutes left on this, right? Let's check. Maybe we'll check again at the end of the session. We'll probably still be on. If this closes with a lower wick, this might be a little long opportunity here on UJ. And we'll be looking to target prior highs. Okay, 0% first, 105.8. And then, of course, negative fib levels and so on. You know, anticipating the continuation of this trend. So, yeah. So let's say we get this entry right here. We'll be targeting 60 pips to the prior high, 105.8. And then close to 130 near our negative 27 fib level. Okay, looking good on UJ. Nice to see some life finally coming out of this, even if it is the, you know, other direction. But that's all right. It's looking good. Looking good. All right, so let's talk bearishness for a minute. What do we need to see to start looking at short opportunities here on UJ, right? Lower high below 104.5. That is step one, okay? Because this level is so key, and we really want to see that transition. I want to see price action get below this 200 EMA and then start printing some lower highs. Then we can enter on that. Entry would probably be in here. Look for that MA cross, evening stars, you know, bearish setups and variations, and then target down towards the prior low, closer to what is this, 103.7 area. Okay, so that's about, is that 80 pips? Yeah, something like 80 pips. So there's a good range on this right now. Good range on UJ. So let's keep an eye on this. We'll come back to this at the end of the session, but for now, looking very bullish. So we'll see. Next one is EJ. This one's looking good too. Although it is at a little zone I want to make you guys aware of. So let's go ahead and jump to the daily first. Overall, very bullish, as we can see. Okay, key levels that were near the monthly zone, right at 126.5. Okay, we consolidated there for a minute, kind of danced around this level, false breakout to the upside, you know, came back down. We formed structure in here, almost tested broken resistance as support, and then rallied back up to our prior high, right near, what is this, 127.4. So, you know, we didn't yet get a true break of this monthly. You know, we're still kind of dancing around this zone. So all we know right now in the daily is that we're bullish. So let's now go to the 4 hour and see what kind of trade scenarios we could spot. Okay. All right. So this one's interesting. EJ has been moving like some weird shit lately, all the way back to that consolidation. It's just been moving a little weird. So we do have this pretty strong trend, right? Pretty strong bullish trend, a lot of bullish volume, obviously, but we have a pretty big supply zone here. So let me just go to the daily real quick. Okay. Right. Tweezer top, you know, also rejected from here as soon as price action entered the supply zone, price action rejected. You know, now we're in that area again, a little less rejection, which is good, but nonetheless, still an area to be aware of, right? So the way this is going to go is we know we're bullish, right? So ideally we want to, you know, ride the trend, enter on conservative opportunities. So we're looking for long setups. Ideally, to get into a long setup here, we want to see a higher low form within this pattern. I want to see rejection of 126.7, you know, maybe an MA pullback consolidation, and then, you know, some conviction. So some large bullish candles. I would enter on that, right in here somewhere, and then target 127.4 and potentially higher. But again, this would be a good trade if it came down and formed this exactly. You know, we'd be looking for 30 pips. It'd be a relatively tight stop loss, but the risk to reward would be there. But ultimately, we'd be looking for a break and then to continue to manage this. Okay, so that's the real opportunity. So there's a good trade there. You know, definitely at least 1-to-1, 2-to-1 potentially. But then if this goes beyond and you got an early entry into this break here of 127.4, this is going to be a massive trade. You're going to have really, really good risk to reward. So that's essentially what we're looking at right now for a long setup. But again, if this rejects, like we saw over here, huge wick, huge rejection, bearish engulfings all the way, you know, break of this pattern, you know, we're going to look to short it then. We're going to look for a lower high below 127. And we're going to look to short down towards significant support levels. Okay. But I mean, EJ's a little weird. It's been moving a little weird lately. But I mean, this is what we're looking at. So, I mean, I definitely painted the most conservative entries for you guys. You know, I'm not looking to take a long right now. I'm not looking to take a short right now. I really want to see some sort of transition or confirm the trend, you know, with a higher low or something. Okay. Because this EJ I've learned recently, you just got to be pretty careful on, because we've been getting tons and tons of fake outs, no real movement, no real direction. Essentially price action has been between this level of support, 126, and then resistance up here just below 127.3 area, all in here for a while. Because look, we've had tons of consolidation, more volume stepped in. We're still pretty much in the same area. So it's been hard to gauge this one, but you know, we'll be ready once it finally does play out. Okay.
Oh, we'll be ready.
Oh yeah, always ready, guys.
Yeah, we'll be ready.
Always ready.
Don't you worry, we'll be ready.
EJ's trying to pull the wool over our eyes, guys.
I mean, yeah, it looks to me. I mean, it's tough to take a trade on that right now.
Yeah, it's just a weird setup. You know, we got a pattern, we got a trend, we got some fake outs, we got a supply zone. You know, we gotta play it safe here on this one. You know, we really do. This isn't even like the nicest. Like, this is a nice break and retest here, but it's just not that great.
It ain't even good looking. Like,
no, it's not even good looking. It's ugly, guys. It's ugly. We don't trade ugly pairs.
Come on, no.
So wait for something pretty to show up, and then we'll take it. But until then, we're gonna take a look at gold.
Hold your nose.
So we're gonna wrap it up with this one, and I'm gonna pass it off to Angelo.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, all right. So here we are. Gold. Good old gold. So daily time frame is actually bearish, guys, because this piece of structure here, right, goes back to August. So this is relevant price action here, right? This bit of structure. This is bearish. Okay. So this is the daily time frame bearish, but I mean, somebody in chat is going, what are you talking about? Gold's been appreciating for years. So on the weekly time frame, it's bullish. On the weekly time frame, it's bullish, right? Daily is bearish. Okay.
Bunch of Karens.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Gold's bullish. So All right, so that's how we're breaking it down by time frame, and then we're associating trends with time frames based on what we see. Very simple, very methodical, very simple. So daily bearish, okay. Key support, or the most key level that you want to look at is 1800 right here, okay. The level that we're pretty much at. So let's go to the 4 hour, see what scenarios we could look at, or that we could identify, and then take it from there. All right, so daily is bearish, 4 hour is also bearish. And we thought for a minute here we might have been switching back up to the bulls, right? We had a nice MA cross, break of resistance at 1825, and our weekly, but then it failed to give us a higher low. So we honestly just consolidated. There is a bit of a mini head and shoulders here. Anyone who's saying, look at the head and shoulders, it's right here. Yeah, right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. 200 MA came into play here. We danced around between these MAs and then got conviction. Absolutely perfect setup. That would have been a nice short. Really great setup. But right now we're testing resistance as well. Okay, so area to be aware of, again, 1800. That's where we're looking to go. But then this is an area of extreme anticipation. So 1800 has held as support for a while in the past and also held as resistance. So just be aware of this area. We can see a lot of rejection, you know, a lot of buys down at this area. So we're looking to short into that area, and then we're going to reanalyze and come up with some new trade scenarios once we get there. Okay, but for now, this is looking super bearish. If we do see this start to price action, this little bit of a variation here, start to flatline, you know, start to flatten out a little bit, get some rejection off the 61.8, 1825, look to enter on that confirmed lower high, and then we'll short it into 1800. Okay. Now, if we get a higher low above 1825, this short is invalid immediately. Okay. So this is what it would look like. Let me get the good old trusty path tool. Something like this, right? If we see this ugly thing happen right here, nice little rally, comes back down, gives us a higher low, then this short becomes invalid, right? This is a transition then. It's a 4 hour transition. Okay. Then we're looking at longs. Okay, but until that happens, this is the scenario we have in front of us. So this is what we're looking to make a play on. Okay, so the market shows us something different. This is where we're at. Let's take it down to 1800. So relatively tight. Tight. Keep saying a second time I said that. What the hell is tight? Doesn't make any sense. So here we are, well over one-to-one risk reward. You probably, depending on where this plays out, could even get a 2 out of it. But this is what we're looking at right now. Okay, so again, if you get a nice short entry here and then we see a break of 1800, look for lower highs below to get confirmation so that you can continue to manage lower. Okay, then you would just target negative fib levels, prior lows, psychological levels like 1750 and so on. All right, so that's what we're looking at right now. Quick recap from me, guys. I covered DXY. Oh shit, look at that, crossing right now on the 4 hour. We still got 2.5 hours on this, but it's crossing right now. Looks like it's dumping. Okay, so DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. All right, so thank you guys. Pass off to Angelo. He's going to cover some other ones for you guys.
Let go. I'm going to go ahead and share up. So
Thanks,
I'm gonna go ahead and cover most of the major pairs here. Let's get. Just give me 1 second. There we go. All right, word. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead, put in the chat. We can cover them towards the end of the session, and towards the end of the session, we'll go through some updates too for this week when it comes to some of the services and whatnot. And there's going to be a little announcement too at the end of the session. So let's start with NZD USD again. Like Nick said, with the dollar, I think it looks like it's ready to tank hard right now.
Every monthly rejection?
Every single time frame, yeah, the monthly looks like a little rejection of the 200, which it fell below. So every single time frame right now, guys, is looking very bearish. And when it's like that, I mean, look at the weekly, bearish engulfing last week. The daily time frame pulled back to our 38.2 level, had that bearish engulfing. This is, to me, kind of alarming, all of this like slowing up at this area. This is telling me we could potentially pop up. But as we kind of get to the 4 hour, we're coming back into now this support level right here. So we'll see if there's enough to push this down. It'll test 9,200 first, and then has a lot of room to push, a bunch lower. So let's now go to NZD USD. Let's take a look as to what's going on with this. Let's bump all the way up to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we've got this bearish engulfing candle right off of the monthly level right here. So this told me a couple weeks back that we were rejecting this weekly level, this monthly level resistance, and now pulling back into it again. I'm not looking to take buys as I come down to the daily. And I said this in the analysis that I posted. I'm not looking to take buys until this level is broken, the 72,900 level. So we're going to stay with our bearish bias in mind. So I'm going to go down to the 4-hour, kind of just take a look, what am I looking at structure wise? We were in a downtrend from this point on. We broke support here. Then we started pulling back, respecting levels, retesting these lows, coming up, respecting levels. And then we had this break here where we broke, formed this new high, and then we double topped here. And then this is where I'm kind of zoning in right now, is following this break, which was this candle closure below, then this follow-up candle right here. We're coming back now up into the resistance level. So I am going to look to take short opportunities on this one again until we start to break resistance a lot more. So I'm going to be down on the lower time frame on this one during the week. We're going to look for shorts. The level that I was targeting was this 618 level, but as you can see, even if we pull all the way up back into this blue zone, this 88.6 area, I'm going to still look for short opportunities on this one, and we'll put those out in the chat whenever we do see them. So let's go over now to Euro USD. And someone did mention about this, I am still, I'll go over why, looking for some sells on this one. So on the weekly time frame, we retested this high right here. Obviously, a lot of rejection with these wicks, and then we started to trend bearish to the downside right here. Let's start to break this thing down further. So the daily time frame, this is overall in a bullish push, but this is why it's just important for you guys to understand the multiple time frames here and what to do. So we had this bullish push up. We're pulling back now. Obviously, this is a retracement. I do anticipate this thing getting a bit lower, potentially coming back down into this 200 area right now, but that totally could not happen. It could become invalidated, and I'll show you how. So on the 4-hour is where I'm basing like this entire idea on. We've got this low, this lower high, this low, this lower high here, even formed like a head and shoulders pattern right here before it broke and went lower. And then we just came all the way back up here, kind of to test this zone again. So what I have drawn right now are my fibs. I'm going to redraw that from my wick to the downside. Let me just fix this up a little bit right here. So we've got my fibs drawn, we've got my supply zone. So obviously, this is my last level of resistance, guys. If this thing breaks, then we're going to start to look for longs to the upside, back into this level up here, this resistance level. But for now, I'm comfortably going to try to size up sell positions. Oh, shit. I'm going to comfortably try to size up sell positions right now because we're still in a, all the confirmations are lining up to be bearish. So as price pushes back into the supply zone right here, I'll be down on the lower time frame. I'll be looking for sells, and I'll do the same thing on the lower time frame. I'll look at structure. I'll look and see, has lower time frame structure broken? Should I not be looking for sells anymore? Once that happens, then I'll switch my bias and I'll start to look for long opportunities. So just be versatile, guys. I'm not sticking to sells or buys. I'm just being flexible. If this thing does start to break up, I will buy. But for now, I'm looking to sell off. Next, let's go to USD CHF. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame overall, as you can see, has been extremely bearish. How sad is this? This trade that I had on USF all the way up here ended up falling down over 880 pips. If only a man held.
Guys, that's our Lamborghini.
That's, yeah.
Right.
Kid's Lamborghini. Yeah, so this
It
thing's
happened though.
clearly very bearish, guys. We just came up, retested this monthly resistance level right here. Look at the weekly, how it closed. If you look at my analysis, I cover this a little more closely, but the weekly candle closed with a wick, didn't engulf this candle. So to me, that's telling me, okay, we could potentially see this thing come back up for another little retest right now. So let's go down to the daily time frame. Okay, so daily, if I were to fib this one, I would go from this high over here down to this low right here. As you can see, 38.2 was hit, and then we just started running to the upside from there. So I'm not as certain on the daily, so I'm going to bump to the 4-hour. This is where I can see like my trending market right now, trending bullish to the upside. So I'm looking for one of two opportunities at the moment. I'm either looking for this level to be respected, this demand zone, along with the 88.6, this the last of the fib right here. Either we're going to find support back into this zone, and we're going to fly to the upside, back into the resistance, potentially to make a new high on our fib, or this thing is just going to start to collapse, be weak, very weak. And, that's if the dollar starts to shit. This thing will also start to tank. And as soon as this level really breaks, guys, it's going to be a selling frenzy right here. So when this breaks, what I'm going to look for, and I'm just going to adjust this a little bit, is I'm going to look for, let's cancel this out. Put this here. I'm going to look for a break of this level, and then I'm going to target to the downside. First, I'll start to target this previous support level down here, and then target even lower. So that's USF. Let's bump over to UCAD. It's going to be a very similar idea. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. This one's actually shaping up to be a little bit cleaner, in my opinion. So looking at the weekly time frame with UCAD, this thing's looking clear as day. Obviously, extremely bearish. Last week formed, bearish variation here, very very bearish. Daily time frame, overall very bearish, very clean structure. Lower low, lower high. Retest these lows, lower high here. Little pullback to retest these wicks. Look at that rejection there. It's exactly what we want. And then down to the 4-hour time frame, pretty much what I was looking at was a break of this level. That's what it came back up and retested right here with this wick. Obviously, a lot of pressure to the downside there. So at the moment, if I were to take a short opportunity on this one, bumping down to the 30-minute, I've just got to be mindful. Is this area, valuable to enter at the moment? Most likely not. I mean, we have a lot of room where this thing could retrace to about 70 pips to the upside, even if it retraces up 30 pips here. So I'm going to wait for the retest. Once this thing spikes higher, I'll look to sell. If it just sells off, guys, it's no big deal. We'll just wait for the next move. We're not trying to play the game of chasing any trades out here. So last but not least, let's go over to the fan favorite here. Let's hit GU. So up on the weekly time frame with GU, this thing has been just heading higher and higher. I'm just going to clear this off. The next level this thing could really come into is this 140-300 level. Ultimately, that's where this thing's heading. Down to the daily time frame, obviously we've been in a very bullish trend here. We're in this ascending channel, heading higher and higher. Right now, we're clearing new highs. Down to the 4-hour, thing has been extremely bullish, for quite some time here. There's no entry at the moment. I'm going to be waiting on this one. I am looking for GU to pull back. So once this thing does pull back to around this level, I will be looking for more buys. There's no value right now, guys. If you buy at this high, it could fall all the way down here. It could push up, but where are you going to put your stops? Just be mindful of like what your entry rules are. And there's no value right now in buying GU. Just wait for the pullbacks on this one. And then last but not least, I'm just going to touch on UJ one more time. I'm going to flip around to the daily time frame, and I just want to take a look at how this thing kind of just crashed this 200-day right here, and kind of broke out. So it was coming up, hit this 200-day, broke out. Now we're pulling back a little bit. We are like putting analysis out there that this is bullish, but this thing could very certainly right now kind of come crashing down. We're at this high where we just double topped it. So this is kind of like a little risky trade to put out there. But if you guys wanted to get in on a trade, I would actually get in on something with UJ right now. I would look to short UJ at the moment. I would short it back into, let's pump up to this. I would just short it back into this level down here, be like a 2-to-1 risk reward. So this is the trade to make, guys. UJ shorts. If you guys are interested in getting into something, don't risk your whole account. Risk 1%, risk 0.5%, whatever. Risk whatever you can sleep at night with, and have fun with it. So that's pretty much it for the analysis. Just kind of went through things really quickly today. We did the webinar early or last week, a free webinar. So if you guys didn't check that one out, we went over everything with market structure and also time frame correlation. I know we're going through really quickly in this video, a lot of different concepts, and a lot of people on here are beginners. So I would go and check out the webinar that's on YouTube, and you guys will learn a bunch from that and kind of help you guys get geared up for the next live session. Like, we offer a lot of free services along with the premium ones. So if you guys are new, go ahead, enroll in the free course and be in the Telegram, talk with other people in the chats and everything, and watch the YouTube channel. There's a lot on the YouTube channel. There's also webinars like on our website and stuff. So just stay active, guys. There's a lot of free material for you to learn from. Let's see this. And then
there's a lot. There's a lot. If you go to YouTube too, guys, we upload these every week, so there's so much content you could spend the next month going through videos. Honestly,
yeah, there's more than enough free stuff for you guys to learn from. Like, there's way more than enough free stuff for you guys to learn from. So definitely take advantage of that. But there are the premium services, obviously, as well, for you guys that are interested in getting involved in that. I don't have, let me see, where it is. Here we go. So we've got the signals, we've got the trade copier, we've got the lifetime membership. We are going to potentially do a discount on the lifetime membership soon. It's Valentine's Day, maybe few people that are a little bit lonely out there, we'll do a little discount, get you guys a little Valentine's Day gift, Forex League style, what I'm saying?
guys, we're thinking about you. None of you are left out.
No, we'll put together a discount for everyone that's interested in joining the lifetime membership pretty soon here. We did have the discount for the signals. It was 50% off, but it did end today. So the signals is no longer on sale. Then the trade copier as well is currently on sale with everything. And if you want more information, guys, you could just go into the Telegram in the bots in there. You'll be able to, get the information on the course, the trade copier, and the signals. I would suggest for the course to schedule a call with us. That way I can walk you through the curriculum and see if it makes sense for you guys to trade with us. And, we're not going to sit here and say it's the holy grail of trading and all this. Guys, we just, we give you what we know. We've had people become successful with what we know, and it really comes down to you. You got to put the effort in. Can you just break down the signals? Yeah, so in the signals, we do give the entry, the TP, and the stop loss. But we do actually give our analysis in there as well. So whenever we're looking for trades, we'll drop the analysis, and it's educational. It's for educational purposes, guys. All of this is. We're not financial advisors. We're not these Wall Street bets guys. We're just trying to help you guys out from an educational standpoint. The analysis is there for you guys that are learning. You could check out the analysis, compare to your own analysis, take the trades if you'd like to. And then the signals are there with the entries and the stop loss and the take profits. If you want to take them, we're not advising you to do anything. That's not, what we're in the game for. We're out here just to help. So yeah, I mean, Maria, the entries are in there. It's just you're looking at the analysis, and that's just one of the other offerings that are going to be in the chat.
If you actually want, you could show her signals. There's nothing posted for the last 2 hours, so you could show
what the signals.
Yeah, just to show you guys what exactly how it looks like, because you know, again, every level is mentioned with a chart, and then, you know, updates if the trade is, you know, continuously managed and so on, like these two, you know, still holding, don't close, still running, charts are listed, entry points are given, results posted, comments. Oh yeah, so you guys can interact on each of these as well, right?
Yeah,
So that's
so there's
kind of like a
a
two-way
whole
chat.
yeah, there's a whole chat that comes along with the group as well. So yeah, the trades when they're given, you know, there's a lot of messages in between, but when they're given, they'll be given with the entry. So they'll be given with the entry and the stop loss, and most times the TP will just be open, but we're just targeting at least break evens, you know, move your stop loss to break even after 1-to-1. And then from there, it's really just about holding the trades and trying to make as much profit as possible. So if you want more information just on the signals, though, there's a video on YouTube that breaks down the results from the previous week and literally shows you a scroll through of the entire week of all the trades that were in there. So, you know, go check that out if you guys are interested in that. And, you know,
And
that being said, look out for the discount. There's going to be a discount at some point for the lifetime membership for you guys that are interested, and it's going to be limited. So there'll be a discount on that. And just as a reminder, guys, the master trader for FX Seed, so the program where we will take the challenge for you, we'll trade the account for you. It's just the profit split is 50-50. That sale is going to end tonight. So it's currently, let me see here. It's currently 15% off. I'm just going to go ahead and stop sharing, and then I'm just going to reshare real quick here. And if you have any questions to close out the session, guys, feel free to just post up in the chat here.
And guys, even during the week, you know, other than these sessions, if you do have any problems, you can reach out to us on Discord. Try not to message us on Instagram. You won't be answered for like at least a day or 12 hours to a day because they're always flooded. So Discord is the best place to go if you have any, if you need to get in contact with us.
So here is the FX Seed funding program. It's normally $650. It's now $540 with the discount. We will have to take the challenge for you. There's phase 1, phase 2, and then phase 3, we get the funded account. Once we get funded, we can make withdrawals. We can grow the account all the way to $1 million. We have to abide by the trading terms once we do have the account. And it's if you've heard of FTMO, it's very similar to FTMO FX Seed. It's kind of the same challenge. You got to make 10% without losing 10%. There's no daily loss limit though, so that's a little bit different. And then phase 2, you've got 60 days to make 5%, not lose 10%. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to start on March 1st. We're going to see, you know, where it goes, and you know, we're certainly very excited about it. So if you want to get involved after this session, just come in to the Telegram. You could check out there, or you can go directly to the website. So how the account works for the master trader is if we pass it for you, then the account can never be managed by you because you didn't pass. So it doesn't make sense for us to let you manage the account. And at the end of the day, if we're making money on the account, you know, it would probably be the dumbest thing in the world to then pass it to
Now,
someone else.
yeah, exactly. Now you could at that point, you know, stop the copy account and take the challenge yourself potentially if you wanted to, but
Yeah, I mean, you could essentially give up the account and then you'd have to just start a new challenge and then get a new account, basically. Because the account, you're gonna sign a 1-year agreement where we'll manage the account for 1 year for you, and then if after 1 year, you know, you want to agree to do it again, that's pretty much it. How often you guys release the discount on lifetime? You know, kind of every now and then. So just keep you know, keep an eye out for it when it's out there. It's gonna be for 10 spots only. The reason we do that, a couple different reasons. The main one is because we do the one-on-ones. And when people sign up, we got to do calls with them and like get everyone set up and stuff. So that way we can actually meet people, and it's not like too many people where we can't schedule all of them in the week.
right.
We normally do the one-on-ones on Wednesdays. Um, so, you know, we want to make sure that we have enough availability to actually talk with everyone that signs up and everything like that.
So they do fill up quick, but keep an eye out for them. As Angelo said, yeah, they're just only 10 spots.
Yes, sir. So that's pretty much it, guys. We're gonna get this uploaded to YouTube in a little bit, and then we're gonna do some more another free session on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll do another live trading session, much like this one. There might be a little bit more action on that one, more trades given out, considering that it'll be in the NY session.
All right. Yeah, thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Valentine's Day again.
Yeah, happy V Day to all the kings and queens out there.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Thanks, guys.